I am here to take a class on the topic respiration that comes under the chapter life process. Welcome you all to the session. Last class you had learned that the process of digestion and how the digested materials are taken up by the blood. Now what happens to these digested materials or the nutrients? The nutrients reaches the cells and tissues and get oxidized to release energy. Now what term is given to this process where oxidation of nutrients are taking place? That is known as respiration. So respiration is the process by which nutrients are getting oxidized to release energy. All of you are familiar with the term breathing. Then what is the difference between respiration and breathing? Respiration is the oxidation of nutrients and it is a biochemical reaction. Whereas breathing is just the intake and release of gases. Intake of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide. So today you will be learning about the respiration. The substance that is getting mainly oxidized are the respiratory substrate, which is the glucose. Glucose is mainly the respiratory substrate. And the respiration are of two main types: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So the two types of respiration are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now what is the difference between this aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence or lack of oxygen. Aerobic respiration mainly takes place in the cytoplasm and the mitochondria, whereas anaerobic respiration occurs in the cytoplasm only. During aerobic respiration, large amount of energy is released, whereas in anaerobic respiration, very less energy is released. The end products of aerobic respiration are carbon dioxide, water and energy. The end products of anaerobic respiration are ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide in yeast and lactic acid in muscle cells. This aerobic respiration is seen in all higher plants and animals, whereas anaerobic respiration is seen only in few organisms such as yeast, and in our body you can see muscle cells are capable of anaerobic respiration. So these are the main differences between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Where does aerobic respiration take place? In the mainly in the mitochondria. Initial stage takes place in the cytoplasm. Anaerobic respiration takes place only in the cytoplasm. What are the end products of anaerobic respiration in yeast? Ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. And in the case of muscle cells, it is lactic acid. Now before learning this respiration, you should know there is a process called glycolysis. Glycolysis, the word glycolysis, lysis means breaking down. Glycolysis means breaking down of glucose. I already mentioned the main respiratory substrate is the glucose. So glucose is broken down and that process is called glycolysis. This glycolysis is a pathway common to both aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm. That is why you have learned that aerobic respiration takes place in the cytoplasm and the mitochondria. Why? Glycolysis is taking place in the cytoplasm of the cell. This glycolysis is anaerobic. It takes place in the absence of oxygen. During glycolysis, what happens is the 6-carbon glucose is broken down into 2 molecules of 3-carbon pyruvate or pyruvic acid. Glucose is carrying 6 carbon. Pyruvic acid is having only 3 carbon. So when a 6-carbon glucose is broken down, we are getting 2 molecules of 3-carbon pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid or pyruvate will remain in the cytoplasm and undergoes anaerobic respiration in yeast or muscle cells. Whereas if it is aerobic respiration, what happens is this pyruvic acid will enter the mitochondria and undergoes aerobic respiration. So what is glycolysis? It is a breaking down of glucose, and it is a pathway that is seen in both aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Where is this glycolysis taking place in a cell? It takes place in the cytoplasm. Why you call it as anaerobic? Because it takes place in the absence of oxygen. What happens during glycolysis? The 6-carbon glucose is broken down into 2 molecules of 3-carbon pyruvate. Then what is the fate of the pyruvate in anaerobic respiration? This pyruvate will remain in the cytoplasm, and then what happens in the case of aerobic respiration? The pyruvate will enter the mitochondria. Now what happens to glucose, or what are the different pathways by which glucose is oxidized? I already mentioned a pathway common to aerobic and anaerobic respiration is glycolysis, and during glycolysis a 6-carbon glucose is broken down into 2 molecules of 3-carbon pyruvic acid, and this reaction takes place in cytoplasm in the absence of oxygen. This pyruvate, if it enters anaerobic respiration, it will remain in the cytoplasm. Whereas if it enters aerobic respiration, it will move into the mitochondria. This pyruvic acid in the absence of oxygen, what happens is the 3-carbon pyruvic acid will get converted into 2-carbon ethyl alcohol and 1 molecule of carbon dioxide. In the case of muscle cells, what happens is the 3-carbon pyruvic acid gets converted into 3-carbon lactic acid. Whereas in aerobic respiration, the 3-carbon pyruvic acid is finally broken down into carbon dioxide and water in the mitochondria. So these are the different pathways by which glucose is oxidized. So the pyruvate that undergoes anaerobic respiration in yeast produce ethanol and carbon dioxide. The pyruvic acid that undergoes anaerobic respiration in muscle cells will produce lactic acid, and the pyruvic acid that enters aerobic respiration will enter into the mitochondria and gets converted into carbon dioxide and water. Anaerobic respiration, only less energy is released, whereas in aerobic respiration plenty of energy is released. Now all of you are familiar with the term muscle fatigue. This muscle fatigue normally occurs during vigorous exercise. The main reason is the accumulation of lactic acid in our muscle cells during anaerobic respiration causes muscle fatigue. Now you will be learning about the respiration in plants, or how exchange of gases take place in plants. You have already learned in the nutrition chapter, exchange of gas takes place through stomata. So during respiration what happens is oxygen enters the leaf through the stomata and carbon dioxide is given out through the stomata. That is how respiration takes place in plants. And the movement of these gases takes place by a process called diffusion. What is diffusion? Movement of substances from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. So exchange of gas takes place by diffusion. The direction of diffusion depends upon the environmental conditions as well as the plant requirements. During daytime, plants do not release carbon dioxide. Instead, the carbon dioxide is utilized for photosynthesis. During daytime, the carbon dioxide produced during respiration is not released. Instead, the carbon dioxide is utilized by the plant body for photosynthesis. Whereas at night, no photosynthesis takes place. As a result, carbon dioxide is eliminated. So today we will conclude with this. Hope all of you have enjoyed the session. If so, please click like, comment and subscribe. Also, visit the website www.ranipradeep.com where you get a detailed note of this topic, respiration. Thank you.